Hello, my name is Ashlyn Snyder, and I'm making a video because on my other breast reduction video, which I encourage you guys to look at, it's an overview of what I thought about my breast reduction surgery at the age of 16. I had a YouTube user friend me, and she asked me to explain the details about the day of my surgery. So this video is for her. I'm not going to say her name because she knows who she is. I don't know if she wants to be mentioned or not. But keep in mind that everybody's surgery is different. But I did have a very general procedure. So I'll just tell you guys about what happened the day I went in for my surgery. I was scheduled for my surgery around noon. So I woke up around 10 or 11. And I got there around 11:30. The hospital was only half an hour away from where I lived, so I wasn't really worried about being away for too long. When I got there, they had me put on the hospital gown and stuff like that, and I had to put on the special hospital socks and things like that. I had to have my hair up. I didn't have any makeup on, and they did a couple tests on me to make sure that, I had the right blood pressure and stuff like that, that I was healthy to go into the surgery. And then I just kind of waited around for a little bit. And finally a nurse came in and put an IV in my arm. And I actually had to have a different IV put in because the first one that she put on me, the tape was giving me an allergic reaction onto my hand. So I had to switch my IV needle and the tape so that it wouldn't bother me as much. And afterwards, they gave me a couple minutes to talk to my mom and my friend that was there with me, and just to answer any other questions I had. And then they wheeled me into the surgery room. It was really bright and it was really white, and it was anything you think of a surgery room to look like. And I was laying there on the table, and my doctor told me, oh my gosh, he told me that he had to make some marks and stuff like that. So he made me take off my hospital gown, and he took different colored markers, and he made lines where the incisions would be, and lines where he would take tissue out and stuff like that. So in a way, I was able to see exactly what he was cutting out or off of me, which was reassuring. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little freaked out because to me, I've had large breasts for such a long time that to me it seemed really, really small. But eventually, I got over it. Anyway, so I'm in the room, and he got done with his markings, and they gave me a general anesthesia, and which means that I'm not awake during the surgery. They don't want you to be awake because it can freak you out if you can see any blood or anything like that. So they gave me a general anesthesia, and I was just laying on the table waiting to fall asleep. And I honestly don't remember when I fell asleep. It wasn't very long though. Anyways, so the surgery was about 5 hours long. For people with smaller breasts, it's obviously a shorter time. Maybe 3 hours long, but mine was 5 hours long. And so I technically should have been done around 5 or 6, since I went in there around noon. And but I didn't wake up until 8 o'clock because the anesthesia didn't wear off for a while on me. And I was in a lot of pain. The second I woke, I could hear voices for a couple hours, and then when I did wake up around 8 or 8:30. The first thing I did was turn to my side and throw up in my hair. It's pretty gross. So, a little warning is you're probably going to throw up as soon as you wake up. I couldn't really talk. I couldn't really move. Like, my whole just upper, like my shoulders and my arms and my neck and I couldn't move. And I couldn't talk. So, but the nurse knew what she was doing. I couldn't really move my mouth very much, so she gave me some, soggy saltine crackers for me to swallow. Which sounds really gross, but it was amazing at the time. It was like gourmet food, because I felt so parched and stuff like that. And I couldn't drink anything, so they gave me crushed ice cubes. and I wasn't starving or super thirsty or anything like that, so that was fine. The food was fine if you count it as food. But afterwards, the nurse, she gave me some, like, I called them elephant condoms, because the puke bags looked like these giant blue condoms, like they were like a foot long, and it was really funny to me. Anyway, so that's what I puked into. If I felt like I was going to puke again, it stayed open, and I threw up a lot. Later, around 9 or 10 o'clock, after I'd thrown up anything I'd eaten, and I felt a little bit like more I could move, that's when they took my IV out, and they gave me a wheelchair to sit in, and I got in it, and I had to have some help because I couldn't, like, I felt like any time I stood up too quickly or got in the upright position, I felt nauseous. I had to either be laying down or sitting down, because standing up or walking was completely out of the question. I felt so sick to my stomach. So I sat in the wheelchair. My mother took me out to the van that we drove there in, and they helped me get in the van. And my mother had to go 30 to 40 miles an hour to make sure that we weren't hitting any bumps, because I couldn't even wear a seatbelt, because even I couldn't move. I don't know how else to say it, but I could not move. If we hit a bump, oh my gosh, it was one of the most agonizing pains I've ever felt. It's just the jostling right after surgery hurt so bad. And the streets of my town are brick, so she had to go really, really slow. Finally got home. First thing I did was, I had to prop myself up against a lot of pillows. I wasn't allowed to sleep flat on my back because there's too much pressure, and I couldn't sleep on my sides or on my stomach, because that would bust my boobs. That would bust the stitches. So I had to sleep on my back, kind of in a leaning back position, for about a week, which was really uncomfortable for me because I like to sleep on my side. But for that week, I was in a lot of pain. I had medication, of course, but I was in a lot of pain. I'm not going to lie about that. I felt like, for a while, my breasts looked really box-like. They looked very squarish, and I was really upset, honestly, because I thought that I wouldn't have normal boobs. But that's just because your skin is so tight from the incisions. It took 5 to 6 weeks for my breasts to look normal again. After the surgery, I had to wear sports bras that zipped in the front, so that I wouldn't have to reach behind me, because if I reached behind my back, it would pull my stitches apart. And I had to wear sports bras so that there wasn't anything like pushing in the middle of my breasts. So I had to wear the zip-up sports bras, and I wasn't allowed to wear tight clothing, so I had to wear zip-up sweatshirts, and I had to wear sweatpants or shorts for a month. And I wasn't allowed to eat. I could eat whatever I wanted, but I realized that, I had a hard time sitting up and moving by myself, and if I tried, I'd throw up. So I didn't eat very much, and when I did, I made sure I didn't get up. Whenever I needed to go to the bathroom, I know it's kind of embarrassing, but I did ask my mother for help, because the first time I did it by myself, I did fall down, and I was really scared because I thought that I busted a stitch, but I didn't. But I fell down because I couldn't stand. So be safe. Have a family member or friend that you trust help you with anything you need, because they care about you, and they're gonna do whatever's best for you. So I don't really know what else to say. My biggest thing is any tips I would give you is to make sure you ask any questions you have right before the surgery, to make sure there's anything you want to ask. Number 2, right after your surgery, you're going to throw up. Be prepared. Number 3, be very, very careful whenever you move. You're not going to be able to move like you used to. You're not going to be able to sit up or walk without help. not at least for a week or 2. And even after that, you still have to be extremely careful. Number 4, don't be surprised if your breasts look weird. They're going to look weird for a couple weeks until gravity sets in and they start forming more rounded. They're going to look like square, weird boxes for a while. And just be really careful with your dressings, which your doctor will explain all that. Your dressings are really important, and don't just listen to your doctor. He knows what he's doing. My doctor said not to lift more than 5 pounds, and I did, and I busted some stitches thinking that I knew more than him. So, and busting my stitches was really uncomfortable. It was gross. So, I wish the girl that asked me to make this video all the best of luck. And I hope that this helped a little bit. I know it's kind of long, but I wanted to make sure I kind of gave a good detailed video. So, good luck on your surgery.